Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Motormouth Broadcasting, and welcome into the Full Throttle Nation Ultimate GT Championship, brought to you by the Roasted Record. We're in tonight for Round 8 live from Watkins Glen International Circuit for Season 4 of the Ultimate GT Championship here this evening. It's into suburban New York as we go racing around the previously full-time street circuit, now permanent race circuit here, known, of course, for sports car racing and as well one of the original homes of NASCAR road course racing as well. We're running full out here tonight as we will lace up our boots and we'll prepare ourselves for 60 minutes of action. Hamish Runner here with you, Jim Cunningham alongside as well. And Jim, it's great when we get to come to the home of the 6 hours of the Glen for sports car action, a circuit in which drivers should have had many, many laps around previously. It's a mainstay within the sports car community here on iRacing. You'd be hard-pressed to find a series throughout the season that doesn't have Watkins Glen on the calendar in any variant of its configuration. And it's a track that a lot of drivers should have some well-earned experience here. It's a track that's rewarding when you can put laps together, and it's one that ultimately can create some great racing for us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, good to be here with you, Hamish. Watkins Glen, man, what else do you need to say? This is, one of those tracks, especially when it comes to iRacing that, some would even argue that it's potentially overused a little bit, It certainly gets its fair share of laps around here, like you said, every series, But, it is an iconic American circuit. It's got, some iconic turns, and, I not sure if it was the first home of Formula One in the United States, but it was certainly home to Formula One very early on in the United States. And when you think of road course racing in the United States, this is definitely one of the circuits that pops right to the head of the list every time.
Oh, it does. It's a long time. It's a long time home for racing, whether it's open wheel stuff, stock car racing, or as well through sports car racing too. Of course, IMSA comes here as well for 6 hours at Glen. I believe it has previously held a WECA event as well at one point in time, although it would have been many, many moons ago. They've been a long time since they have come here. To give you the update on whether this was the original United States Grand Prix circuit, it wasn't. It was the third United States Grand Prix circuit. The original one was Sebring, then Riverside, and then Watkins Glen was the third used circuit for Formula One Grand Prix.
You couldn't have hit three that touch my heart any more than those. Sebring, the first place I ever witnessed an endurance race. Riverside, which is just a circuit that I hate that we didn't get on iRacing before it was gone. And of course Watkins Glen. Don't get any better than that. Well, we got a couple of minutes left here in qualifying. Why don't we throw down and take a look at the point standings for this season so far?
Yeah, we can check out some of the points that we've had this season as well, of course, all throughout season 4. And as we begin with our point standings tonight, of course, there are still some championships that are up for grabs here this season and this evening as well, of course. For the Pro Championship, well, Ricardo Delgado has done everything he can to extend his lead in the championship over the last few weeks. He's now clicked over 1,000 points to 1,025. Derek Fulker, well, he's 3 points away from being 100 points off the championship lead. He currently sits at 97 points off of the championship lead at this stage from Ricardo Delgado at this point in time. For Justin Bock, well, he's a fair way back, and he's 197 points off of the championship lead. And then to Scott Petrone, he is a further 60 points adrift as well, with Nathan Biggett making up our top 5. And realistically speaking, unless Delgado has an absolute mare over the next few weeks, it may be a foregone conclusion for him to be considered the champion of this season. With only 5 rounds to go, including tonight's event, heading into VIR next week, Road Atlanta the week after as well, he can easily build up this gap enough, Jim, that he leads the championship by a full race win by the time we get to Daytona. And then all it would take for him to do is to beat everyone else and not drop a single point to those drivers that are directly behind him, or Derek Fulker directly behind him, and he would win the championship at Daytona. So it's highly possible that this does happen. It's highly possible it could even happen by Road Atlanta as well, if that were to be the case. Guilherme Oliveira, Michael Anderson, Daniel Schmall, Francis Crosby, Chad Gross make up our top 10 for our GT3 Pro class. To the Pro-Ams now we go, and we'll find ourselves with Michael Caffrey leading the way by, well, quite a fair bit of gap back to Harrison Holiday. 143 points is the current gap between P1 and P2. And again, he could win the championship early this season. He could win it by Road Atlanta. So it would take a little bit of time for him to do that, though, if he were to make that attempt. Zach Houston, David Steiner, Jason Holland, the top 5, Kurt Basil, Lance Campbell, Justin Welsh, Ty Max, and Stephen Smith, our top 10 for the Pro-Ams as well. To our amateur class we go, and we find ourselves with Jed Cotterman, who sits a little under 100 points ahead of James Leneven at this stage. Jacob Cotterman, Chet Miller, John Swan ahead of Greg Lyons, Brandon Herzing, Mark Ogier, Eric Cruz, and David Vulper for our top 10 as well. And then to the GT4 class, where it has been the Cole Malley show this season, undefeated this season in terms of pole positions, fastest laps, and race wins as well. He is currently 7 out of 7 for all of them, and he sits on the perfect 1,050 points at this stage. He sits well adrift of Timothy Schaefer. And again, if anyone's going to win a championship by Road Atlanta, it is going to be Cole Malley. He's taken pole position tonight, so he goes 8 from 8 on pole positions. We'll see if he can continue the invincible run here this evening, and if he can get the race win and the fastest lap as well. It will continue into round 9 next week at VIR. Matt Lass, Corey Patton, John Voight make up the top 5. Chris Grondon, Brandon Bassina, Aidan Kiley, Michael Smith, and Brian Lavrisa make up the 10 for the GT4 class here this evening. Let's have a quick look at this wondrous circuit here in Watkins Glen, of course. And it's been home to many different racing series across the years. As I said, suburban New York, not too far away from the Great Lakes region of suburban New York in itself, as we're around about the Albany region here, up in New York State, as we find Watkins Glen International Circuit. As I said, former street circuit, originally a street circuit, back in the original periods that it was used, of course, back in the Formula One Grand Prix days around here, and we'll find ourselves with a circuit with heavy elevation changes and a multitude of challenges across the 11 turns and the multiple miles we will run. It all starts, of course, on the main straight and heading downhill towards the braking zone of turn 1. Easy to overextend yourself down here. Pretty lenient track limits, of course. You can run it right out to the left-hand side on the curb. And often at times drivers will ride the curb all the way up to where the wall comes back in on you, and you cut up through turn 2 and begin the run up the hill from the lowest point of elevation up to one of the highest points of elevation as you ride up the hill through the Esses. Good opportunity for incidents to happen through those Esses here tonight. Then it's the long, fast-paced run down towards the previously titled bus stop chicane, and well, as all chicanes have now changed for IMSA, it's now the Lemoore chicane here at Watkins Glen as we ride our way on through. And again, this is an early point for opportunity for incidents to happen. It's a good passing opportunity as well, but you've got to be cautious. Then it's the run around the long right-hander at turn 5. Back down the hill towards the beginning of the boot section here at turn 6 as we ride across the laces and down towards turn 7. Again, one of the other lowest points of elevation throughout the whole circuit. Turn 7, just before the rise up the hill, and down at turn 2, they're the 2 lowest points of elevation around the whole track. Trying to ride the inside of the corner as much as you can. Can get loose on exit at 7. Got to keep the rear underneath you as you try and get the power down to power up towards turn 8. Again, good passing opportunity, heavy braking zone. Can track extend slightly to the left-hand side on exit of turn 8, and then you're trying to get the car all the way to the right-hand side again off exit to set yourself up for turn 9. Important talking point for turn 9. You'll notice as we ride on board here, there's a little bump right there through the road. Get the power down too early as you hit the bump, the rear end's going to come round on you, and you're going to end up in the wall. Then through turn 10 we come. Again, can take a little bit of track extension, but you're wanting to get all the way over to the left, set yourself up for the final corner at turn 11, and power your way on through to the main straight. Pit entry. Oh, it's going to be a tasty one tonight. It's right on the racing line, so if drivers are not prepared for their competitors to come into pit lane, there could be massive incidents occurring. I've seen it many times before where drivers get drilled through the final corner. Pit exit's not going to be so bad. You're coming out offline on the entry into turn 2. Opportunity cars are going to come around your outside. You just got to try and filter your way in as best you can. But it's a great place to go racing, Jim. A wonderful circuit. I love doing the 6 hours of the Glen every single year. It's always a fun time. It's one of the funnest events you can do all year, especially if you find yourself 5 suckers to sit in the car with you, Jim, and you all do a stint each. And you just make sure that you're not the one to put it in the wall, and then you'll find your day's done after your hour stint.
Yeah, I mean, I get around this place pretty good, so I wouldn't mind participating in some of that. This is Man, I like that livery Tyler Brown's got working there. That's pretty smoking hot right there, I have to say. Yeah, I love this place. I love driving here. It's one of those tracks, man. It just it's been in every video racing game that I can remember as long as there's been video racing games. So it's just that kind of place. It's super cool.
It's a fantastic place to go racing. As I said, the Glen, world famous. At this point in time, to the whole aura that this track has built for itself is absolutely spectacular. We're going to get a full lap though behind the pace car as we set ourselves up for our grid. Daniel Schmoll has taken pole position on board his BMW alongside Nathan Biggett in the Mustang on the front row of the grid. Front engine cars normally do quite well around here at Watkins Glen. It's been proven by 3 of our top 4 cars. Ricardo Delgado, P3, alongside Lance Campbell on board his Mustang. Lance has got work to do tonight as the Pro-Am leader off the qualifying. And we've noticed that his racecraft recently has been a little bit subpar. He's been getting caught out in some incidents. Hopefully, he can sort of perfect himself going forward across tonight. Derek Fulker, Harrison Holiday, the third row of the grid as well. We find ourselves out towards row 4, where we'll find Kyle Smith, our first Mercedes on the grid this evening, alongside James Lenevan for our top 8 positions on the road. James will start pole for the amateur class as well. Justin Bock, the first of the Acuras, alongside Jed Cotterman, making up our top 10 here in qualifying, as we then move our way on back to David Vulper and Michael Caffery alongside each other as well for our row 6, and making up the top 12 to David Steiner and Rodrigo Dassei for the top 14 positions. To Scott Petrone and Kurt Basler then for row 8 as well, as we'll then find to Justin Cornett and Michael Anderson for the top 18 positions on the grid here this evening. To row 10, it's Chet Miller, Brandon Herzing. Chet's had a poor run as of late, and hopefully he can get a good solid run here tonight. He's not made it past lap 10 in the past 2 events of the series. Hopefully he can here this evening. Jamie MacArthur, Ty Baxter then for the top 22 positions on the grid. And towards row 12 we go. We find John Swan and Jason Holland here on row 12 for the top 24 cars. Philip Caffery, Tyler Brown then for the top 26 cars on the grid. Tyler making his debut here tonight. Look forward to seeing how he does. Weston Adams, Lorenzo Araujo for the top 24 off of row 14 as well. And towards the 15th row of the grid, we'll find Marc Ogier alongside the GT4 pole sitter of Cole Malley for P30 on the grid. 8 from 8 is Cole. He starts ahead of Kyle Dersham and Oliver Brooks in their Mustangs on the 16th row of the grid. We'll then find Michael Smith and John Voigt for the top 34 cars on the grid here this evening. To Chris Grondin and Aidan Kiley then for the top 36, and to the 19th row of the grid in behind them, we'll find ourselves with Cameron Oldfield and DJ Patterson. DJ's had some struggles in that McLaren this season as well. Hopefully he's learning as he goes along. Corey Patton then will start in P39 in the final gridding position here this evening. Weston Adams has not made the race start once again. Neither is Kyle Dersham. He is starting from pit lane in his Mustang. That's going to allow some of those GT4s to move up a singular position on their grid start order amongst that classification here this evening. Jim, it's Watkins Glen. It's the full circuit. It's challenging. It's tough. It's twilight hours as the sun is just setting over the horizon. And, well, it's going to be a twilight affair. We start while the sun's up. We're going to end it when the sun goes down. The headlights are going to be on towards the end of this race, and see if anyone's going to have some darker nightmares out there, if they're going to have some good dreams on their way to simulated champagne as they'll try and get their way to victory lane here this evening.
At this point, I just think that I would like them to avoid nightmares on lap 1 going through the Esses. I have seen some colossal crashes on lap 1 going through the Esses in GT3 racing here. I mean, some big ones where 30 cars were wrecked. I mean, I've literally seen that. It's been crazy.
Yeah, it's tough, and turn 1's often always a bottlenecking scenario. Same with turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 as well up the hill, and I think the ultimate bottleneck section, of course, is that Lamore chicane. You got to make sure you bought your bus ticket to lap 1. You've got to try and make it through the bus stop. Ultimately, I think drivers need to have it tattooed under their eyelids, Jim. It's similarly to Bathurst and other circuits like the Nürburgring and Le Mans as well, where drivers have got to have it tattooed under their eyelids of take it easy on lap 1. You've got 60 minutes of this race. You don't have to go for a race-winning position in P15 down at the bus stop because you're not going to win the race going for moves like that. On the main straight we come, though. Pace cars come in. Lights are out. Green flag, Watkins Glen. As the sun sets in the sky and the roars rise from these engines, we enter turn 1 for the first time in the GT3 class. And the scramble has begun. They make it through turn 1. Do they make it through turn 2? GT4s are now gotten underway further back as well. They'll run up the hill for the first time as Daniel Schmall leads to Ricardo Delgado, who's already up into the top 2 positions. Piggott in behind, Campbell as well. As Adams and Dersham begin their race from pit road, we run down to the bus stop for the first time as Schmall leads us through.
Yeah, what a great, good start there. I mean, Ricardo Delgado immediately jumping up into second place, just following form from this year. I mean, he's been fantastic this year.
Absolutely fantastic. There's a reason why he's leading the championship and why he is nearly 100 points adrift of P2 in the title races. Aiden Kyne's gone round down in the Le Mans chicane section. We'll try and show you what's happened here to Aiden. Well, it's unfortunately just poor entry to the corner, trying to go too wide, and it's never going to go right from there, is it, Jim?
No.
Attempting moves like that on that one.
There's a very definite line that works through the bus stop chicane, especially fast. If you're trying to get through there at full speed, it's a tight entry on that wall, and you can't vary from it too much because it'll spit you. Oh my goodness, what in the world is going on back there?
Jamie MacArthur. Jamie MacArthur has gone round down at turn 9. Weston Adams as well had exited pit lane, and apparently he's had this moment and then towed straight back to pit road. So I'm not sure what's happened to Weston, or if he's just pulled it up and then decided to tow back to pit lane. I think that's exactly what's happened. Very weird.
Yeah,
very weird of Weston to do that. This was the moment up at 9 for MacArthur. So he's just lost the rears coming into, I think, maybe just sat on the brakes a little bit too hard. Cold tyres. Drivers trying to come past him. Hold your brakes, please. People are getting held up. That's Mark Ogier in behind him getting held up. And he got himself going once again. But a very, very weird moment to start this race out. But for MacArthur, he's now dropped a bulk amount of positions and a bulk amount of time as well, as we ride with Tyler Brown on the bottom screen, and the battle at the top end continues as he rides side by side with Philip Caffrey back here. John Voigt's had a moment, and I think it might be down at turn 1. It is. John Voigt is around down there, Jim, and he has just been having just a horrid season this season in the GT4 class.
Really
this happened. Oh my God!
My word! We got to see.
Well, let it rip.
Oh, there was another car involved, huh?
There was it. Well, He gets loose and then shoots off. And watch the murk in the background. I believe that might be Corey Patton. It is. So Corey loses his rear end as well.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And as John's spinning, he's having a bit of a Beyblade moment here. As he's spinning, Corey goes off and hits the wall and loses his front end. So unfortunate start there for some of the GT4 drivers.
I wonder if he was an attack Beyblade or if he was more of a defensive or neutral. Who knows?
The fact that you know that, Jim, shows that you know ball, and I don't know how in the hell you know that about Beyblade. I'm only going to assume that Manuel loved Beyblade as a kid.
As a kid, he still does. They play in college.
Hey, you know what? Respect.
Oh, big lick right there in the wall. Was that Patron? Scott Patron.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, man. I thought, well, was it Patron? Yeah, I think
we've got a yellow flag here. We've got a yellow flag, Jim.
Wait, what?
Why have we got a yellow flag?
We've never had a yellow flag in the history of
We've never had a yellow. I'm trying to see, is anyone stopped on the circuit? No one's stopped. Why have we got a yellow?
Yeah, I only know one way to solve this. By the way, I got our new action alerts thing, but I didn't really think it through. Oh. Well, we'll see them there.
This is why I tell you to size your overlays so it overlays the whole double screen, because that way when things come up like that, it's actually going to come up in the bottom corner.
Oh no, that's great. That's perfect. It's going to be right there. Okay.
Well, we've got a yellow flag, so we're going to have a safety car Aiden Kiley's coming to pit lane. Corey Pattinson as well, but we can't uncall a yellow. Once a yellow is called,
all right.
we have to
So
run
go
it.
grab
The only way
him.
we can get it. Yeah, I'm grabbing him. I'm grabbing him right
let's
now.
find out what's going on, because I got no information at all that cautions were even possible.
Hello, Jed.
Jed,
what's up?
you tell us what's going on, buddy.
That is an admin. I don't even want to get into it right now. That was complete fuck up on somebody's part.
Oh, we're live on the air, just so you know.
That's okay.
I know.
So what was automatic yellows set in the session settings?
No, somebody
triggered it
who
themselves.
I made an admin for something else pushed it out of habit, I
curiosity.
guess.
All right.
So
well,
this should not be done.
Okay.
So this is.
Well, it is what it is, I guess. At this point, we're all right. Just let it go. Hey, it is what it is. Everybody makes mistakes, even new admins. We'll drop you back in. We just wanted to see what was going on, see if we had a new policy we didn't know about or something.
I would have told you guys.
Well, I figured, but stuff happens. But anyway, so yeah, we'll let you sort that out. But thanks for the explanation. And
sorry for the language.
No, I enjoyed your French. It was wonderful. Who knew? I didn't even know you spoke French.
Well, we're slightly south of Ottawa, but not too far away from Montreal. So
that's true. That's true. So yes,
speaking the language of the people.
All right, buddy.
All right.
We'll talk to you later.
We'll see what happens.
Jed. Well, I tell you what, Jim. If you're at the back, get in pit lane.
Oh yeah.
You've got a free pit stop.
Sure.
Get in pit lane.
Sure.
Take some fuel.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Get you a little bit. I mean, because at this
point, if you're in the position of Tyler Brown, Philip Caffrey, all those are. Hey, I would even say if you're P15 like Ty Baxter, get in pit lane, get some fuel on board.
Sure.
You're getting a free pit stop. Everyone's going at a slower speed. Get some fuel.
Yeah.
Might as well.
I mean, I would. There's plenty of time, and you're going to be off pit cycle with everybody, and you're going to be able to take less fuel. Yeah. It's
going to save on the fuel save. And you're going to be able to take a shorter stop when you take your proper stop.
Yes.
So you'll gain back time.
Yes.
So if you're a driver with pace and you're down the order tonight, we know that Ty Baxter's got good pace.
Sure.
And he's down the order a little bit. Get in pit lane. Get the fuel on board. Come straight back out again. Even if it is only worth a couple of laps of fuel, it's going to offset you and it's going to give you a significant advantage in your next pit cycle to everybody else. And if no one else comes in, Jim, you're laughing. Absolutely laughing. Or if everyone behind you comes in, you're even better. Because guess what?
You're
going to come back out in the exact same position you're in.
Yeah. I don't think everybody will pit. I
don't think everyone will.
I don't think everyone behind someone who does pit will pit, But
No.
I think you'd be a fool not to seize this opportunity.
Now, if you're at the front, is it worth it? No, it's not, because you're giving up big track position. Track position is going to be key. But if you're further down the order, you might as well shoot into pit road. You may as well. You've got it for free. You could get into your pit box before they even make it through turn one. John Swan is going to do exactly that.
Yeah, our new warning system told us that.
Yeah, so
I need to move
for John Swan, he's not going to give up too much time, and he's only giving up, 3 positions? He's going to gain probably at the bare minimum, I would say, 5 positions off of this strategy. I mean, you may as well.
Well, let's track that and see. So, am I reading this right? There's no way I'm reading this right. No, Cole Malley. No, okay. Everybody's closed up behind. Never mind.
Also, Jim, because I know just one thing that I figured out the other day. Actually, I did the tests on it. Actually, I figured out a way, because I know that you run your overlay software in 1920 by 1080.
Yes.
I figured out a way that you can still run it, but you can have the tower in 2560 by 1440, so the scaled, so it's still scaled smaller, so you can show more. I'll have to show you afterwards how I did it.
Yes,
I felt very proud of myself.
We'll probably not afterwards because I've been in this chair for about
A later date, I mean.
12 hours today. I'm done, man. I have broadcast everything from Super Formula racing to NASCAR.
So, by the way,
yes,
John Swan has just taken a 13.6 second stop. So he's taken half the amount of fuel it would take to cover a set of tires.
Wait a minute.
In pit lane.
So, can they fuel the car to full after? Is the fuel limit only on the start of the race?
It might be that the fuel's limited on the setup. So
right,
it depends if it's fixed or open. So if it's open setup, then no. If it's fixed setup, they might have limited fuel on the starting fuel, but then a fuel tank limitation.
Then you'd be an absolute fool for not pitting right now. If you could fill the car to full, oh man, you know what? What's the pit car doing? What is the pace car doing? Can we see it? Is the light still on? Where are we at?
Well, they would go 2 wide, so they've got one more lap.
All right, well,
unless they're going to go single file, they might go single file.
Well, I don't want to drag him back in at the restart. I don't want to screw him like that.
Yeah, no. I think they're actually going to go green this lap. Yeah, so the pace car's pulled away.
Yeah.
So they're about to go green flag.
Okay. Oh, there's
Daniel Schmall. Yeah. There's the pace car. So it hasn't pulled away yet.
No,
so
but the lights are off. Lights are off though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it should have pulled away by now.
No, it's going to pull into pit road, which is not yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so single file restart here at Watkins Glen. Highly irregular for us to have this sort of a restart. Of course, we don't normally run pace cars.
Yeah, never.
But what we are going to see is this a possible change for opportunity for John Swan?
It can't be. That can't be the strategy.
Advantage.
That can't be the strategy, though, because I'll tell you why. He probably took tires for some reason or something.
No, because tires won't be covered as Aiden Carley's gotten a black flag. And we go racing once again. Green flag here as Chet Miller claiming he's coming into pit lane. He's not. He's just crossed the pit entry line, though. As we enter turn 1 once again for the restart. GT4s are now underway as well, further back. As they are going green and P2, and Michael Smith goes round in the final corner. He's absolutely cooked the restart, as did DJ Patterson. Both of them have gone round cold tyres. And Cole Malley pushes on once again in the race lead. Meatball flag for DJ. Michael Smith, very lucky that he didn't get one either.
Oh, look at Nathan.
Oh my God, Bigot on the exit of the Le Mans chicane. Gets past Delgado. Watch for Fulker as well, who wants to get involved in this. As they run 2 wide through turn 5, down towards turn 6. Trying to aggressively get past it. Schmall, race leader in the wall.
He's done. He's towing.
He is done. That car is gone.
Shut up.
Into the race
Delgado's gone.
Delgado! What has happened here?
Oh my God!
There's no way
I'm gonna pull
the tires have gotten this cold.
No, that had to be contact there. Had to be contact there. All right, let's see.
As Lance Campbell as well is going slow.
Let's see.
What has happened?
I am not going to speed this up because I want to see what happens.
So Fulker is looking very aggressive through 6. Schmall goes off into the wall, toes back to pit lane. What happens to Delgado as it's blown up again? Basler and Caffrey have gone off now at turn 9.
Oh,
he's absolutely served
him again. Oh my God. Oh,
and this is one of the big reasons, Jim, why I'm a believer in us finding a race controller, because ultimately Fulker should be getting a drive-through for that here tonight. That there is the championship leader effectively out of this race now.
Right, and spun by the guy who's in second place.
Yep, exactly.
And they also had the same kind of incident last week.
That there is a huge moment. What it's going to do is it is going to pull back everyone else up to Delgado in terms of points. So it's going to raise the intensity on the points battle for the championship.
Luckily,
but
he had a big enough gap that this
luckily he's got a
cripple
big. This won't cripple him. He'll stay in the race lead. He'll stay in the championship lead because he's completed a lap tonight. He will get points for last place in class. So that there is a bonus for him as Lance Campbell brings it into pit lane now after damage on board that car, and he is now into pit road. So as Kurt Basler continues to battle away here with Phil Caffery, Michael Caffery and Kurt had contact earlier on in the race down at turn 9. That's why those guys have now dropped down the order slightly. This is how it happened down there at 9. So Caffery on the inside. Basler goes for the apex of the corner, turns across Caffery's nose. Contact's made. They both go off. And I think Jim, that what's probably happened here is, right, through all the confusion of the yellow flag and the safety car restart and all that, I think maybe drivers just weren't necessarily prepared for this restart zone as Herzing's gone round now at the final corner as well. I think there's a little bit of brain fade now for drivers who have been caught out by all of this.
I mean, look, okay, you know, I get it. Schmall's tires were cold, whatever. Okay, it happens. Dude, Fulker just straight up wrecked Delgado.
Oh, he did. He
I
just,
don't
it
care
is daylight
how you
murder.
spin that. He wrecked him, dude.
That was a homicide and a half. I mean, you know, the Bureau of Investigation would be all over him.
All right, let me see.
For that,
I want to check
huge,
something real
absolutely
quick.
huge.
We'll go off of picture-in-picture for a minute because I want to see something when this thing pops up again. I just want to see.
Need someone. There we go. Black flag. There we go.
Okay, so the problem is that I guess it's going to be okay there because what's going to happen is when we're in picture-in-picture, watch where it shows up. It's going to be okay there for tonight until we come up with a better plan. But anyway, so yeah, man. Look, okay, you know, look, I kind of gave him a pass on last week to some degree, you know. I mean, but he was aggressive as hell last week, and you know, caused several incidents. And I mean, dude, he just straight up punted the points leader. And it wasn't even like an accidental punt. It's
it wasn't even like he's pushing so hard on lap 5 of a raid.
No, I mean he
or
closed on him.
Like,
I mean, he did. You know, I don't know.
He just drilled him.
Yes.
There's no other way to say it. He just drilled him. He has sat right on the back of him as James Leneven, by the way, is off the road. He's had contact here with Harrison Holiday at turn 2. And he's parked right on the inside of the corner down there. Harrison Holiday as well as dropping position. He has a meatball, so he's had an incident as well. So this is all happening down here at turn 2. So what's happened with Leneven down here?
Oh, my God. They're about to go 3, maybe 4 wide here going in.
Oh, God. Down towards the bus stop. Also, Holiday lost it on his own. Leneven, nowhere to go.
Oh, man.
And then that's where the contact happens.
And then somebody else. Oh, my God. Who was that did the avoidance there? That was insane.
Let's see here. How's this happened to Holiday?
Looks like he got out on the curb out there.
So.
Oh, somebody else is around here.
All right. So we need to try. Yeah, that's Ty Baxter. That's Ty Baxter down there with a meatball flag now. We need to try and break this down now, Jim. So he's coming past a GT4 car. He's on the outside of turn 2, and he's just driven straight across the nose of the GT4 car. And ultimately, that is incredibly poor.
Oh my God, they're wrecking everywhere, dude. Hold on, I want to see that again, but we need to look at this. So was that Ty Brown involved in that?
No. So that GT4 car.
All right, look, so okay. Here we go. Look, so that's
Tyler Brown.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's right on board here. Yeah, it's oh my God.
Who was that? I don't even know who that was involved in that. Okay, so Tyler Brown.
Oh no, John Swan. John Swan's just had to come back into pit lane again here. So let me get some living up. We'll come back to that incident down at turn 2 because there have been some really weird incidents. So John Swan's had to come back into pit lane as well now.
I'll stay live.
With a meatball flag. So there goes his plans of a good strategy here tonight. So let's quickly break this down here for a second. Okay, so this was the first one that really started to crescendo. This is with Harrison Holiday. So he's right behind a GT4 car, right? GT4 has to hold their line.
Show me the
it's
chopper.
Up to the faster
Show me the
car.
chopper on this.
It is up to the faster car to get round safely, okay? So Harrison here could go to the inside, get past DJ quite safely, quite easily, but no. Instead, he makes the choice to go off track and around the outside of DJ, who ultimately is running his line. Harrison comes across, slides across and chops off his nose. Harrison goes round, and then James Leneven is an innocent party in all this, as is, I think that's Jed up ahead who made contact as well. So that's 3 cars that have been affected by the traffic management choice of one driver who decided, I'm going to go around the outside of a GT4 at turn 2, when ultimately he could have just gone up the inside and he would have been completely fine. Then there's Tyler Brown, who has this moment through the bus stop and ultimately just gets it a bit loose. So he goes off track, comes through, tries to go up the inside of Araujo, touches the rear end of Araujo's car, so he just went a little bit too aggressive there on the inside. That's okay. Tries to hold brakes. ABS gets into it. And DJ Patterson, unfortunately, that's the second time. Well, he's now had another incident. So he's been getting passed by all the GT3s. He loses the rear, holds brakes, contact with Ty Baxter. And Ty Baxter was just an instant party and all of that. So this is where this has all been coming ahead here. Tyler Brown then is continuing to try and get this car turned around, backs it onto the cup circuit layout, and then continue. Yeah, okay. It's okay. Really struggling. And then there's John Swan's moment as well. So John's trying to battle here with Phil Caffrey. Remembering John came into pit lane, he's got Delgado ahead of him, and then he just turns Delgado. Oh no, he just got turned actually. It wasn't even Delgado, that was him. So John's on the outside. He's got a Mustang in behind him, which I think... Which was that? It was David Vulper. There's David Vulper in behind him. So John's on the outside. David tries to come back up the inside again and just turns him round and then drives away. I mean...
Go. I don't know, that one.
And then there's Brandon Herzing, who comes round, gets spooked by the fact that there was a GT4 car there. He spins round. Corey Patton as well.
That's insane, man. I don't even know what... That caution, like, just unleashed hell.
Yeah.
We were off to a good start, and just all of a sudden...
we were nice and tidy. There were a couple of drivers having some moments. That's okay, though. And the caution comes out.
And then just all of a sudden, hell breaks loose.
All hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose.
I can tell you this much. I don't think that Nathan... If Folker tries to get aggressive with Nathan like that, Nathan will punt his ass.
Nathan will put him in the wall. Nathan will not care. He'll just dump him straight away.
I've never seen that behavior from him, but he just looks like the kind of guy that wouldn't take any crap. You know what I mean?
No, the way that he drives, he won't put up with it. I think ultimately he will choose to get aggressive. That's the choice I think he'll make. Justin Bock, Michael Anderson, inside of the top 5 at this stage of the pro class as well. They've got David Steiner in behind them, the Pro-Am race leader at this point in time. Jed Cotterman leads for the AMs. Has got a little bit of damage on that Merc, though, off the contact down at turn 2, so he's just trying to move along at this point in time. Chet Miller, up 9 positions, Jim, and guess what? He's made it past lap 10 tonight. What? Great job, Chet. Well done. Well done, Chet Miller. An improvement on his last few weeks. He's made it past lap 10. That's a great effort from Chet here tonight. I'm really proud of Chet for doing that. That's so good.
So apparently Leneven got a black flag for something.
Well, he's just in a pit lane, so I wonder if it's an unsafe pit entry.
Maybe.
Although he has jumped to pit, so yeah, so he left pit lane. Maybe he had a speeding in pit lane when he left.
Well,
and then that's why he's jumped back. So
that won't solve it.
Won't. So what's happened? So he's still so he goes. then he realizes and he jumps back. So I don't know. I'm not sure why he's got a black flag.
Jason Holland now
Meatball
has a
flag
meatball.
as well for Jason Holland. So it is all going south. Yeah, that's an unsafe pit entry. He's had an unsafe pit entry or a speeding in pits, and now he's going to have a drive-through, and he's going to have to serve that and get that meatball fixed up as well. So it's all happening here tonight at Watkins Glen as multiple drivers.
It just went stupid crazy, man. Like everything
and
was
it's
good.
spread everybody. It has literally spread everybody out there. Chris Grondin has got John Voigt in behind him, so it's good to see John back out there again after the incident at Turn 1, and he's still rocking and rolling. And he's got a close battle here amongst the GT4 class with himself and Chris Grondin ahead of him as well. But yeah, I mean, we've still got 35 minutes to go, Jim.
No, it's nuts, man.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. John Swan is back out on track, by the way, but his strategy of coming in under the safety car, no void now. He is laps down, and unfortunately, I lapped down, and unfortunately, no real opportunity to get back into this thing as some of the fast traffic gets past these GT4s and they continue to push on. Kyle Malley at the moment, by the way, leading the GT4 class by around about 6.2 seconds over Kyle Dersham. He's running his own race at this point in time, keeping himself nice and tidy, pushing on into possibly his 8th race win of the season. He currently sits with the fastest lap of the race as well for the GT4 class.
Of course he does.
So he could be on for his 8th fastest lap of the race of the season as well. Continuing to be invincible this season. He is unbeaten, untoppled. And ultimately...
The funny thing is, if you've been around this series for a while, it's not like, it's not like he's sandbagging,
No.
I mean, he ran in that class and he wasn't that fast, I mean, he wasn't the fastest guy, and he was quick, but he would make mistakes, and he has curtailed the mistakes. He's gotten faster. I mean, you just know that he's earned this if you've been watching. You just know he has. That's the beauty of it.
He has worked hard to get his race acumen to be completely clean, completely consistent. His racecraft has gone up to another level. And the way that he approaches racing has changed. And it's paying off for him in pure dividends at this stage of the season. And in this stage of his racing career as well. The fact that he is unbeaten this season proves that he has kept himself neat and tidy. I don't even know if he's had an incident all season. In terms of incident point. We'd have to ask him.
Yeah, no doubt he's had some off tracks for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But
as far as contact, he certainly hasn't had any major contact with anyone or anything.
No. Well, he's won every single race. He's not he has not taken a single extra pit stop all season in terms of a damage limitation pit stop.
Wow.
It's incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible the way that he's been driving. Some of the lap traffic here is also just trying to get past some GT4 traffic as Kurt Baslett, Chet Miller are battling for position now, but Chet, of course, is amongst that AM class. Doesn't need to battle Kurt here tonight. He'll be happy in P2 in the AM class stage, probably happy enough that he doesn't need to battle anyone else in this race thus far. Biggest movers of the race, Michael Anderson up 13 into P5, Araujo up 12 into P16, Ogier up 12, Malley technically up 11 because of the amount of cars that have dropped out of this race already.
Right.
And then Kyle Dersham up 10 as well. So those guys have taken those kicks for free. For the cars that are still in this race, they will inevitably get back past them, being that they are GT3 cars. But yeah, closest battles as well. We've got Anderson and Steiner, Voigt and Grondin as well. And now Dassey and Cotterman have just snuck on into that, as well as Cotterman is beginning to chase down the Pro-Am P2 driver of Rodrigo Dassey. Of course, he took his race win at Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache a few weeks ago.
That was so fun.
In a 90-minute affair. It was so fun.
I hated that. I hated that for Steiner, because the way I talked about it and everything, and then it happened. But, I don't know that I've ever been any happier for somebody to get one. And then the fact that, he braved the language barrier to come in with his teammate. And, just the whole thing was just so cool. Uh-oh, what happened to David?
Watching it back just right now. see what's happened to me and why he's gotten his meatball. So he's following in. Oh my God, it's a horrid moment up at turn 7, Jim.
Here,
it is an absolutely horrid moment up at turn 7.
Let me get that.
So I'll play it back for us. So we've got involved in this. We've got Aiden Kiley up the road, Justin Cornett as well in the Porsche, who's trying to filter through the GT4 traffic of Kiley just ahead of him. So they come through turn 7. Justin tries to go on the outside. Kiley gets a bit loose. Vulpa then, instead of following the other GT3 car, goes to the inside. Kiley comes out wide, hits the GT3 of Cornett, gets it loose, and Vulpa is an innocent party in all of this. So unfortunately, the onus there has to go on Aiden. He's unfortunately run a bit wide without, seeing that he's got Vulpa on his inside. He's trying to get out of his way.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let me understand that again. Aiden Kiley is the car in the middle.
Yes, he's the GT4 car. He needs to hold his line.
Right. So who is that going to the
outside? Cornett on his outside.
Okay.
Every right to do so. Vulpa on his inside. I think he's seen Vulpa's to his inside, and he's tried to get out of his way. And as he comes out wide, he hits Cornett, which then sends them back into the way of David Vulpa, who has nowhere to go and is an unfortunate, unlucky party in all of that. So ultimately, I think that has to go on to Aiden there for that one, because easily Justin was able to go around his outside. He would have gotten the move complete if Aiden didn't run wide and then hit him onto his door as well. Race leaders in. Nathan Biggett into pit road. Kyle Smith as well. Michael Anderson in too. Derek Fulker has gone for another lap. The question is, though, will there be a penalty coming Fulker's way at race's end after the contact with Ricardo Delgado that has taken our championship leader out of this race this evening here at Watkins Glen? And ultimately, you'd have to think surely it'd have to be a points penalty of some description, Jim, based on what was daylight homicide that we saw from Derek Fulker onto our championship leader, Ricardo Delgado.
I'm not involved in any of the stewarding in this league, and I don't really pay attention to that part. I mean, I've got too many leagues to pay attention to, those kind of decisions. But based on the fact of what happened last week and what happened this week, again, I'm not a steward. This is just an opinion of a broadcaster. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. I think he should be parked for a race at this point.
I would agree, because ultimately,
aggressive behavior that happened last week.
If there was live stewarding, Jim, he'd have a drive-through last week. He'd have a drive-through this week as well.
Yes.
Neither of which has happened.
No, he wouldn't have scored either one of those amounts of points that he scored.
No. So ultimately, Delgado should be a lot further ahead in the title race than what he is, although he did beat Fulker last week. Must be said, he did beat him. But I agree. I think the way that Fulker's gone about it tonight... Well,
it's not just his behavior with Delgado last week.
No.
Just he aggressively just, ran over that GT4 car. I mean, that was just egregious. And I believe there was another contact as well.
No, Chet Miller. Who was running so well in the AM class tonight, has made a mistake down at turn 9. He's run wide. He's pulled over. What's happened to Chet Miller? Why is he pulled over and towed back?
There's got to be more to it than that.
I'm trying to find something here. He wasn't running ultimately poorly, unless he ran out of fuel.
No.
Maybe he went a lap too long. He ran out.
Did he?
He went a lap too long, Jim. He ran out of fuel.
Oh. Yeah.
I know.
That's just, yeah. That wasn't a time or place to gamble,
Yeah, push the envelope a little bit too far. And ultimately, his race ends up in a plume of fumes that his car was trying to run on to the very end of the race. Nathan Biggett now back in the race lead.
Cole's got a
2.6 seconds
different camera angle
tonight. The angle.
Has he got a Nebraska shirt on?
I think so. I believe he does sound like he's from Nebraska.
No, does he? I don't think so.
A little bit.
I mean, that does look like a Cornhusker shirt, I have to say. And I used to like him. No, I'm kidding. You know, college football in America, it's a wonderful thing. Yeah, the reason I clicked on him is I saw Nathan just passed him, so I just clicked back and I saw his shirt there. Although I have a giant picture of all the cameras right up above my head. If I would just look up, I would have seen that shirt and his angle a while ago. Shows you how much I pay attention.
You've been paying attention to the things that have been mattering in this race, Jim, including the action we've had on track, the heinous amount of incidents we've had as well.
This is a sad image right here. This is, look at Aiden Kiley's rig down there just sitting all alone, which, by the way, you know, you remember his old setup he used to have with he's sitting up next to a piece of plywood or something. Now he's all styling and profiling there with his triples and everything. Look at him go.
It's a real shame for him.
I mean, I almost have a wee bit of a different opinion about that whole incident than you do. But I do agree that he should have noticed the car on his outside before he reacted to the car on his inside.
Well, he's got triples. He would be running the relative as well.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. I'm
not saying it's an egregious incident.
No,
there was no malice.
No,
it's a simple mistake.
No, of course not. I just think that maybe the GT3 cars don't split him right there. Why don't you just follow the other GT3 car past him?
Well, that's true. Well, so the problem is, Jim, so the car coming on his inside,
yes.
If he didn't go on his inside, he was the one that was hit, right?
Second,
car on the inside is the innocent party here.
Well, he's the innocent party in the sense that he didn't cause the contact. But my question is, somebody's around.
Kylie was going to run wide no matter what. Yeah, they are. That was David Steiner's gone off track. And he's just gotten going once again.
So hear me out, though.
7.
So what makes me say that is it a wise decision as the GT3 car, which I believe was Volpa. If I'm wrong, I apologize. When he chose to, instead of following the other GT3 car around the outside of Aiden Kiley, he chose to take the inside line and split the GT3 car, in which case the GT4 car, split the GT4 car, in which case the GT4 car reacted and hit the car on his outside, which ultimately took out the car on his inside as well.
So we're assuming that I assumed he was reacting, but the way that I looked at it, the trajectory of his car was always actually going to be running to the left-hand side of the track. The way that his car was running through the corner, he was always going to end up left in that GT4 car.
And then I would argue, as a GT4 driver, he was on his racing line, and the GT3 car on his outside put himself on the GT4 racing line.
But when he's on his racing line, you can't. So what? So when we talk about 6-yaw line, we'll get around you, right? There is also, though, the onus is, right, if you do have a GT3 car alongside you and they've decided to go around your outside, no matter where your racing line ends up, you shouldn't be following your racing line if there is a car alongside you. If it was another GT4 car, he wouldn't be following his racing line. He would have to leave space to the GT4 car on his outside.
True.
So the GT3 car allowed him to run his racing line on the inside of turn 7. He's gone to the long way around it on the outside of him. And then he's followed his line through the exit of the corner and he's made contact. So that's the issue I have with it, where if he didn't run wide, the Porsche would have come past him. He then could have moved over to the left. It would have left more space for the Mustang to come past on the inside, and they would have been fine. There's no onus on the Mustang there. He's trying to allow the GT4 to run his line. That's fine. He's going to go down the inside, down a straight on the right-hand side. That the race line's on the left. For the Porsche, he's let him run his line on the entry to the corner. So he's done the right thing. you still need to leave racing room.
Are there any comments in chat regarding any of this?
There's not. No. We've had Edit Respect out there in the shape with us too earlier on in the night as well. If you guys are watching, get in the chat with us. Talk us through it as well.
Please. Yeah,
We've still got 20 minutes of this race left to go. Engagement helps get us out there to more people and helps get everyone involved week in and week out. And we love to see everyone involved.
Tell me what you think of my opinions. With us. I don't know, man. I don't know. For some reason, I don't know. That just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. The fact that the second GT3 car chose to split him.
If I was in race, well, so Jim, the problem was right. He wasn't alongside him before contact's made, so he hasn't actually split him yet. He comes past him on the exit of the corner when the GT4 should already be able to come through to the inside, right? If I was in race control, and I was giving a penalty, the penalty would go to Aiden. Because Aiden has not left ample racing room to the GT3 car and he's outside. Just because you're in a faster class or just because you're in a slower class does not mean that racing rules do not apply to you.
No,
and it does not mean that you can't leave racing room.
Again, it has nothing to do with Aiden Kiley because if, I'd call him out in a heartbeat if I don't know. To me, the car that chose to go to the inside, had he followed the other GT3 car around, I speculate that potentially there might not have been an incident. I know that you're going to say that Aiden Kiley was going to run wide and hit that car.
Yeah,
anyway.
if he'd followed him, then he would have hit the Mustang as well.
Maybe
off that moment.
Well, they all hit anyway, so
I'd understand if they crowded him, and they both went to go around him at the same time, and they both went to go one on his outside, one on his inside, and he's caught in the middle. Completely understand. But the Porsche ultimately had nearly had the move made. He'd nearly completed the path just before he was. Just that's off the chicane through the Le Mans chicane, of course. He has to serve that slowdown as best he can. If they crowded him, I'd understand. So if they both pinned him and gone round his inside and outside, fair. The Porsche ultimately was already around his outside and trying to move past, and the Mustang's he's seen the gap, he's going for the gap. The gap shouldn't close because the racing line dictates you stick to the left-hand side. He's trying to do the right thing. That's my point of view of it. But we've got 18 minutes left to go of this race. I'm sure the incident will get talked about in the Discord afterwards as well.
I'm sure. Well, it might get drowned out with all the other incidents that's going to get talked about because there's been a bunch. It was so crazy, man. That caution came out and everything went to hell. I mean, I don't know if that was just a coincidence and it was coming either way, and you know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm unsure. But what we've got here is we've got 17 minutes left of this race. There's some tightening battles on the road. Race leader has got a 3-second gap over Derek Fulker, that being Nathan Biggett, the race leader at this point in time. Jed Connerman leads for the Pro-Am class as well. And Rodrigo Dassay leads for the Pro-Ams at this point in time. He's got Michael Anderson around about 1.7 seconds ahead of him, or 1.2 seconds ahead of him. He's got Scott Patron right on his heels, but he's got a 4-second gap over Kurt Basler, P2 within his class. So Dassay could be on for his second race win of the season for the Brazilian native. And we may just yet, Jim, get another Portuguese interview for this season.
We might indeed. Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of fun, especially the fact that it was at Brazil, but the fact that he didn't even like Interlagos, that was even funnier.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Well, let's kick this down and go full screen here for a little bit. We don't have a ton to look at out here on track right now. We're kind of in a little bit of a lull. I expect we'll pick up some action as it heats back up towards the.
I'm sure it's going to heat up towards the end where we're past. Oh, wait a minute! I've just noticed something. Kyle Dersham is leading the GT4 class.
Wait, what?
Oh no!
He's gone.
Cole Malley changed tires in his stop.
Oh, did he really?
Yes, he's had a 31-second stop. He's changed tires. So he's either deliberately trying to make it harder for himself by taking a set of tires, or he's forgotten to clear the tires before his stop.
Oh, my gosh. I want to pull him in bad.
This is a big moment in this race because Cole Malley has got a 4-second gap to chase down across the next 15 minutes and get back past Kyle Dersham to hold on to his 8-0 record here tonight. He wants to hold on to it as best he can.
Well, he's going to have slightly fresher tires once they warm up.
He'll have fresher tires, but what's he going to be able to do with them? That's the question. Is he going to have? Is he going to be able to do anything with them?
He looks frustrated
when he pushes
right
on.
now.
He does. I think he mistakenly forgot to untick tires, and he's realized that he's taken tires, and then he's like, "Well, what am I going to do now?" Because they entered at the same time. So I'm just going to try and watch it back here for myself, just to see what's happened in pit lane. So he came in. Dersham followed him.
He's not gaining on Dersham either, really. Oh, now he is a little bit.
And he is a little bit. So I'm watching it back. Yeah, he definitely took tires. Jimmy went up on the jacks. And it would have been an immediate realization that he took tires as well. So it cost him 10 seconds of time, which has now given us a 3.5-second gap for the race lead in the GT4 class.
Ironically, any other race this season, he would have had a big enough lead to cover that.
Well, that's right. It's amazing what can happen, though, off a simple mistake in pit lane, and how it can change the game completely.
It changed it, all right, that's for sure. All right, let's see real quick. Cameron Oldfield had an incident, possibly more than one. Let's see what happened here. Oh.
Oldfield's ended up off the road in that GT4 class.
But then,
it's an unfortunate moment for him, of course.
But then he towed.
Yeah, just towed back to pit lane, so.
I'm not really sure what happened there. That was strange. Well, I mean, clearly this is the story of the race right now.
Oh, it is, and it's huge. It's huge for the race. It's huge for the championship in terms of Cole trying to be pinpoint perfect this season. How one small mistake can change everything. I mean, and how one small mistake can put pressure on you for the final 12 minutes of this race.
You know, I mean, from a standpoint of perfection and all of that, you know, but I mean, this makes zero impact in the championship.
Well, not that much, like a 0.1% difference.
Maybe. Considering who's second in points? Is it Voigt?
I think it might be Voigt.
Well, he's still ahead of Voigt, so.
He is, and Dersham's only run, last week?
Yeah. Yeah, we just talked about that earlier. We are
it can change on a dime.
Starting to see a few battles pick back up here, though. By the way, Lorenzo Arroyo, you know, we gave him a hard time a few weeks back. You remember he made a couple of mistakes, and we gave him a hard time about it and everything. So he messaged me this week and asked if he could use some of the footage, you know, that from our broadcast. He was trying to put a little highlight reel together for himself for the season, and said, you know, of course, he would give us a shout out or whatever, and wanted to know if he could use that. And of course, I told him he could, but I thought that was nice. Most people wouldn't have asked, you know, and he was seemed very nice kid, you know. I almost felt guilty that we gave him a hard time. I mean, he deserved it at the time, but still, you know. Sometimes you forget that they're people too.
That's right. It's easy for us to criticize.
Yes.
But then also at times, well, the realization that they're a person and that they've made choices and they made these mistakes, that can also make it worse sometimes as well. But ultimately, I think I don't think he's blissfully unaware of his mistakes that he's made this season.
No,
by
I
the
don't
sounds
think so.
of it.
I mean, if he did, he wouldn't have bothered asking me if it bothered him.
No, that's right. That's right. And as well, he has done an exceptional job this evening, it must be said, to keep himself out of trouble.
Yes.
He should have been very, very clean this evening. He's kept himself on the straight and narrow, which has been fantastic to see.
Yeah, he's up 13 spots, actually.
He is indeed. And there's a problem right now as well that I've just noticed too. So in the back end of this battle is Cole Malley. So with those GT3 cars coming past, that's actually cost him some time trying to chase down Kyle Dersham. Now the bonus will be is when they get to Dersham, they're going to slow him down because they're coming past him now as they come through turn 6. So Cole's not too far behind. Dersham getting a little bit crowded here by the GT3s. They tuck up his inside at 7. That forced him to the outside line. That has ultimately cost Kyle Dersham actually more time than it cost Malley. So Malley has probably lucked out there a little bit. He's back out to about 3.5 seconds off the tail of Kyle Dersham at this point in time, but there's still inroads to make to get himself up to the race lead once again in the GT4 class with 9 minutes to go. He's got 9 minutes to chase down that Mustang. That's the gap. That's how short the gap is right now between race leader and P2 undefeated Cole Malley this evening.
I mean, it's coming for sure. He's coming.
It's coming, but is he going to catch him in time? That's the question. Is he going to catch him in time?
8.5 minutes. I mean, it's all gonna affect where traffic catches them, and how that all shakes out. Really.
Exactly right. And so Cole Malley continues to try and chase him down. Scott Petrone, close battle at this point in time with Rodrigo Daci, who's got nearly 7 seconds back to second in his class tonight, and Kurt Basler in amongst that Pro-Am class. It's an all-international podium at this point in time for the Pro-Ams, with a Brazilian, German, and an Australian on the podium. And in fact, it's 5 different nationalities in a row from P7 back to P11. American, Brazilian, German, Australian, and Canadian. All in a line astern at this stage. With Jamie MacArthur back up on the podium for the AM class. He's at the Melbourne Grand Prix today.
Oh. I hate him already.
Gap's down to less than 3 seconds with a GT4 race lead. And for Malley, he's got to try and put the foot down and get back into the 54s if he wants to chase down Kyle Dersham by race's end. With 7 minutes on the clock. Doesn't feel like enough time for him to do it, but we know the sort of pace that he has, and we know the sort of cleanliness he can provide on the road. Can he chase back down the race lead and go 8-0 this season? Off the tail end of Watkins Glen International Circuit. With Biggett leading the way. 3.8 seconds over Derek Fulker and Kyle Smith for the Pro class. Rodrigo Daci leading Basler and Steiner on the Pro-Ams, and Cotterman leading to MacArthur and Ogier on the podium for the AMs. It is Kyle Dersham leading the GT4s to Cole Malley and Michael Smith with a shrinking gap as Malley chases down the Mustang. It's now down to 2.5 seconds with only 6 minutes on the clock. And traffic is going to be a factor. Yep. It's real tough.
That's a tough spot right there. That traffic's catching Cole at a rough spot. I mean, it truly is going to matter where those cars get to you at.
Yep. That's ultimately going to be a factor.
I think it could be the
factor. They're going to get Dersham. Well, they're going to get Dersham at turn 7. So Cole will get past here by Swans. That's fine. No more traffic now to come past him for a little bit. where are they going to catch Dersham? And where are they going to get past Dersham?
That's the
so
question.
Down towards 7. There he is. So they're going to come down his inside. So it's the same place that the traffic caught him last time. The gap's down to 2.3 seconds. Where will John Swan catch him? Where will Swan get to Dersham and get past him? And will it slow him down? Oh, it's exciting times. Exciting times for the GT4 class.
I'm sure Cole doesn't feel that way at all.
I'm sure that he's happy, though, if someone else does get a race win to this point, as nice as it would be for him to go invincible this season. I think it would be nice for him, or he would feel like it's nice if another driver can get a race win.
I mean, I don't disagree with that at all, for him especially. You know, that's just the kind of guy he is, but
final 5 minutes now, and it's going to come down to pure pace for Cole Malley to chase down Mr. Kyle Dersham at the front end of the GT4 field. He's nearly within 2 seconds. Scott Petrone battling away at the moment with Michael Anderson.
Just got by him.
As MacArthur gets passed by Caffery as well. So again, he's just trying to hold his road and hold his car in a perfect position at this point in time. Caffery gets past Tyler Brown as well. Be good for those Australians if both Caffery brothers and Steiner could finish all together, P3, P4, P5, and if they could be in a line of stern, although there is a significant gap between the Caffery brothers at this stage in time. Michael Smith in pit lane now with a meatball flag. He was in P3 of his class that now promotes John Voigt up into P3 of the GT4s. And Dersham has got a still 2.3 second gap back to Cole Malley.
Let's see what happened to Michael Smith.
Can
there.
Cole chase him down? And this is what happened to Michael Smith. Got loose off of turn 1 and straight into the wall.
Hup.
A massive hit.
Wow. That was a big shot.
Clock is shrinking. Midnight is arriving as well. And is the clock going to strike midnight on the perfect run for Cole Malley in the GT4 class this season? Gaps now down to 2.1 seconds. With 3 minutes on the clock, where is our race leader, Nathan Biggett? He's coming up towards turn 8 at this point in time. So when he crosses the line, how long is there going to be? I think we've got 2 laps left, Jim. And I think Cole's got 3 laps. Although he will get passed by Nathan Biggett before the end of the race, looking at the projection of how far away Biggett is from him at this time. So 2 laps on the clock for Nathan Biggett with a 5.5 second gap back to Derek Fulker in P2 as he crosses the line with 2 minutes and 15 seconds roughly on the dock. Malley is just entering the back straight. He actually may not get past him. He may have 3 laps to do this. He may have 3 laps to chase down Dersham. Gap's now down to less than 2 seconds. If he can get this within a second across the next lap, he's going to get the toe across the final 2 laps of the race. So he may get some slipstream just yet.
I mean, that's all true, you know, and I think that there's one thing that maybe we haven't really talked about, and is there an intimidation factor? Not that Cole's an intimidating fellow, so to speak, or anything, but the fact that you know a guy who's won every single race this year is running you down, and you see the gap closing and closing and closing. Do you get nervous? Do you make a mistake? You know, we all have. We've all done it.
Well, Cole's going to have a little bit of lap traffic to deal with ahead of him in what I believe is not Michael Smith. It is Corey Patton, I believe, that's ahead of him. It is Corey Patton. So he's got to traverse the traffic of Patton with some traffic in behind him as well. Who's that in behind him? Is it David? No, it's not David Volpart. Who is it directly behind him? It is Philip Caffery. So as Tyler Brown has had a moment in the GT3 class, by the way, on his lonesome, it seems Caffery's in the pit lane, so that lap traffic's now not going to be a factor. This is how Brown went round up at turn 7 Oh my God, that was so close to those GT4s.
I swear I thought he drove right through him. It looked so close.
So 1.3 seconds is the gap. The next time they exit turn 4, Cole Malley is going to be in draft range. He is going to be in slipstream range of the race leader Kyle Dersham in the GT4 class. Araujo's had to come back in as well, so a little bit of fuel needing to be added to those cars. Of course, the fuel game of coming through after a safety car would have actually affected how much their auto fuel system would have projected for them to the race's end.
Yes.
We are on to the final lap for the race leader, Nathan Biggett, and he is currently chasing down Cole Malley. So the problem for Cole is he doesn't want Biggett to come past him. He needs Biggett to stay behind him so he gets an extra lap to chase down Kyle Dersham. Otherwise, the win rate's going to be over and done with. He's got to survive the next few corners, but Biggett is going to get by him here.
Biggett's flying, too.
I mean, if you're Cole, you're over the radio and saying, hey, Nathan, could you stay behind me, please? But he's not going to. Biggett's going to come through.
So that's it.
Laps Cole Malley. He's not going to have enough time to get past Dersham now, unless something happens, because he's given up bulk time to the Mustang. So Biggett's going to come through. The win streak is going to end for the GT4 driver of Cole Malley. Biggett through the final corner now. Up towards the line. He's going to take home the GT3 Pro win here at Watkins Glen. And Kyle Dersham is going to win for the GT4s after a crucial mistake in pit lane. Cost Cole Malley his 8th win of the season. Jed Cotterman is preparing to cross the line for the GT3 amateurs here tonight as well, as Dassai is a little bit further back from him. But the win streak is done. It is over. And Cole Malley, even with the fastest lap of the race and pole position, is no longer undefeated in the GT4 class.
Well,
Cotterman crosses the line, race win for the AMs, and Dassai will exit turn number 11 to win his second race for the Pro-Am class here tonight.
I have to say, there's a part of me that is somewhat glad that the streak is over, in a sense that, you know, we won't be constantly talking about it, because, you know, I don't know, it almost did seem like it was getting to be a bit grinding on him too. Like, you know, he's so humble a kid that he, you know, I mean, he was embarrassed when we were talking about perfection and all that stuff. So
we now know, Jim, what's actually happened. DRE gave him an extra 5 gallons of fuel, so the new update may have had an issue for him in pit lane. Oh no!
With Cole, really?
Yeah. Yep.
So he didn't take tires?
No. Oh well, he went up on the jack, so he did take tires. But he also took extra fuel because he went up on the jacks.
But the tires would have cost more time than the fuel would have.
Yeah, no. He's taking tires because he went up on the jack in pit lane.
All right, well, let's see. You know what we didn't do last week? We didn't even do results last week. So we're going to do results this week.
Now we can this week.
Yes, we will do that. Let me go turn this thing off down here. That's just showing everybody in pit road now. And let's get all this off the screen here. And we indeed will take a look at the results. You want to do them by class? Let's do them by class. But let's don't.
Yeah, let's go by class. So Cole, by the way, is giving us the update. They all take front tires in the GT4 class.
Oh.
But you get those for free with a regular fuel stop.
Okay. Well, that is definitely unfortunate that he took the extra fuel there. It's crazy that 5 gallons of fuel cost him 10 extra seconds in pit road, though.
Well, Dersham didn't take tires. He didn't go up on the jack stands. He only took fuel. So Dersham didn't take any. So if everyone else takes tires and he doesn't, well, then that's where the gain comes from.
Right.
If Cole had an extra lap, would he have chased down Dersham and gotten past him? Quite possibly, but it's one thing to chase him down. It's another thing to get past him at the end of the race. But Kyle Dersham takes home the race win here at Watkins Glen International Circuit for the GT4 class, marking the first non-Cole Malley winner in the GT4 class this season. So congratulations to Cole and his initial success this season. We finally have a new winner in the GT4 class. And it's off of Kyle Dersham here this evening. Cole, the fast lap of the race through that one, though, 154. And then it's ahead to John Voigt's P3, Chris Grondin, Oliver Brooks, Corey Patton, Michael Smith, Cameron Oldfield, DJ Patterson, Nathan Kiley at the back end of the field for the GT4. So our GT3 amateur class now we will go. And we'll find Jed Cotterman in the race-winning position once again ahead of Jamie MacArthur and Chet Miller on the podium in the end. So a great effort there for Chet Miller to come back into it after running out of fuel and finishing on the podium. Great job, Chet. Mark Ogier, P4. Then it's to John Swan, David Volper, James Leneven, Brandon Herzing, and Weston Adams. Never got started here tonight at the back end of town. Jed had pole position here tonight as well for the AMs. No, he didn't. It was James Leneven on pole for the AMs. What am I saying? But he takes home the race win nonetheless. Rodrigo Darcy takes home the race win for the Pro-Am class. His second race win for the Pro-Ams here this evening. Kurt Basler, P2, ahead of David Steiner for an all-international podium amongst the Pro-Am class here tonight. Michael Caffrey, Philip Caffrey make up the top five to Jason Holland, Lorenzo Araujo to Harrison Holiday, Ty Baxter, and Lance Campbell down 27 laps in P10 after he started pole position here tonight for the Pro-Am class here at Watkins
He's definitely
Glen.
had a rough run here lately for sure.
He has. He has indeed. To the Pro class we go, and it is Nathan Biggett who wins it out ahead of Derek Fulker and Kyle Smith. Daniel Schmall had pole position tonight. He is a non-finisher, though, as is our championship leader, Ricardo Delgado. Will there be a penalty coming for Derek Fulker? Only time will tell. Kyle Smith, P3, ahead of Justin Box, Scott Petrone, Michael Anderson, Justin Cornett ahead of Tyler Brown, and Daniel Schmall and Ricardo Delgado for the 10 in amongst the Pro class. We're going to start our chats tonight with our GT4 winner. It's not Cole Malley. It is Kyle Dersham. Kyle, welcome in. Congratulations. You are the first non-Cole Malley, first non-Porsche as well, race winner in the GT4 class for this season. After a simple mistake from Cole in pit lane, you took advantage, you took the race win, and I bet you were cheering for absolute gods when you saw Nathan Biggett, the race leader, was coming past you and Cole on the final lap. So it meant you didn't have another lap for him to chase you down. Congratulations on the race win. Congratulations on withstanding the pressure in that final stint. We were losing our bananas in here when we saw that you were in the race leader. We're like, oh my God, what's happened? And we're following him on this battle and him chasing you down. What was the pressure like for you though on board that car in the driver's seat?
It was heavy, to say the least. I struggle to be consistent without any pressure, so that was really tough.
Well, you know, it's obviously a very solid race win for yourself here tonight at Watkins Glen. Was there any sort of elation when you realised the race leader did come past you and you didn't need to do the extra lap? Or was it sort of just a null and void thing at that point in time?
Actually, I didn't even realize it until I got to turn one, or I seen him start swerving in front of me. I was like, man, he's going to make me wreck. And I was like, oh, the checkered flag's out. I was like,
well,
I was pretty glad because I was struggling.
Well, of course,
I love your honesty, man. Look,
we love honesty.
So,
it's great.
So many people would try to play that cool. And, you know, the fact that you're just like, yeah, dude, I was struggling. I love that.
Honestly, if it wasn't for that mistake caution, I would have never got anywhere near him because I missed the start.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle started from pit lane.
Oh, my God.
So that's another story of the night as well, is Kyle's done this from last place and has gone to first off of that run.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's a hell of an effort, Kyle.
Yeah. Congratulations, man. You know.
Yeah, well done.
So did you not you did not take tires? You did not take front tires on your pit stop?
No, I didn't take any tires. I don't think Cole did either. He said he
did.
No,
for some reason he put extra fuel in.
He also took tires. Apparently the majority of the GT4 class take front tires because it's covered by fuel, which is an interesting strategy nonetheless. I would think you take rear tires more so than front tires, but still maybe it's because of the understeering nature
yeah,
of
the-
the GT4
I don't
car. It's
know.
better to take
I'm
it
not
easy.
gonna. I'm not gonna
much
question
more.
the guy who's got 8 wins in a row.
Well,
Whatever,
no, not now. Seven wins in a row.
Seven wins in a
yeah,
row. I'm not
I'm not going to
questioning
question
that
it either.
guy. About his strategy, but either way, man, congratulations to you. The fact that you missed the start and just all the events that led up to this happening for you, you gotta look at it and go, well, it was kind of meant to be, so good for you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming over to chat to us, Kyle. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Thanks to the guys at Team 3 Esports.
All right.
And you guys for putting the broadcast on and the admins.
Well, we appreciate your time, Kyle. Best of luck next week at VIR. We look forward to seeing how you go when we're in the giant paddock that is Virginia International Raceway.
Quick.
Hopefully, you don't end up mowing any grass in that Mustang, and we'll see if you can maybe get yourself a second race win of the season.
I hope.
There you go. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, that was funny.
Well, next up, we've only got one other person waiting to come and chat to us, and it's Jed Cotterman.
Oh,
tonight's GT. Oh, what the hell? It's not letting me drag anyone. There we go. Now it's moved. Here we go. Now I'll drag him. Is it going to let me drag him? Apparently it's not. Wow.
I'll get him.
There he is.
Hey, you drug him in on that caution. He cut your ass off of dragging privileges.
No. He's like, nah, screw this guy dragging me along here.
You gonna drag me in here and put me on the spot like that? He's like, I'm taking away your dragging privileges from now on.
Yeah.
So, Jed, first off, congratulations. We're gonna get through the formalities that we do here so often this season, and I'm not going to give you a hard time or anything about the caution or any of that. That stuff happens. But I do have have a question for you regarding stewarding. Who does the stewarding for the league? Is it you? Is it a group of people? Is it no one? What is the story if somebody
There is a group of guys outside the league that are not drivers, that don't know anybody, have no ties to anybody, that everything gets sent to, and based off of our penalty system, they issue points. And let's just say, they gave me 3 points for whatever. 3 points equals an EOL, and that's how things are done.
Okay, so I'm sure you watched back last week's race. We were extremely critical of David Folker in several incidents last week. I know it's not your position to comment on those incidents specifically because that really wouldn't be fair, I guess. But to your knowledge, was there any penalty issued for any of those incidents last week?
No, only because the way it's set up is the drivers involved have to submit something. I don't do it for them.
Right.
And nothing was done.
Okay.
And after last week and this week, this whole thing is going to change. So real quick,
are you familiar with the incident I'm getting at for tonight yet, or no?
I have not witnessed it yet, but I'm reading messages that say he's done it again. So I can only imagine.
I mean, yeah. Again, I'm not gonna. I know it's not you. Ultimately, it's got to be the victim who protested. Which last week, there was a couple, and then this week it would be Ricardo Delgado. He may choose not to. He's got a big points lead. No need to ruffle anybody's feathers. You know what I mean? Kind of situation. But anyway, that I didn't really want you to comment on the incidents because that's putting you on the spot. I really wanted clarity for people out there who maybe don't know how the stewarding system works, and that's really what I was heading for. Not necessarily specific comments about the incidents that occurred or anything like that. Just clarity on how it works, So, and I
No, I
do
get it. I
appreciate
get it.
that.
So that's how it works. So
But you did say
the
you were thinking about that's going to change moving forward or next
yeah,
season, or
I think it needs to. So the getting back to the whole yellow flag. So
right?
there's a program called iRace Controller
Mm-hmm.
that the gentleman who threw the flag uses. So I have to make him an admin so the program can catch all of the incidents and things so we can go back and replay them. And I don't know if it was just habit or whatever, but the yellow flag was done. It is what it is. No harm, no foul. Maybe it changed something. Maybe it didn't. Maybe the wreck and the front guys wouldn't have happened. I don't know. We could what if all day long. But
Well, it definitely changed one thing that I don't know if you just heard the previous conversation or not, but it definitely changed the
no, I
outcome.
didn't hear anything.
It changed the outcome of the GT4 race for sure, but not the championship. But because Dersham missed the start of the race and had to start from pit road, and the only reason
I did hear that, yeah.
And so the only reason he got caught back up was because of the yellow flag, which ultimately Cole took on a little too much fuel, tire situation, whatever. Had a 10-second longer pit stop than Dersham did, and Dersham passed him, and Cole couldn't catch him. So funny. It in a way it did affect that, but ultimately it's not really going to affect anything because there's very unlikely. Cole could almost not show up, and he would win the championship at this point.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just kind of poking fun more than anything else there. But
yeah. So next season, at the end of every race, I'm going to do a full race review. Me and two others. And whether you submit something or not, it's going to come down on me and my shoulders to help clean things up because the protest system we have now is it's not very user friendly, to be honest. And there's a lot of people that either don't have the time or just
don't want to bother with it.
Don't want to go through the process to submit them for one reason or another. Things aren't getting done.
Sometimes you don't want to rub somebody the wrong way, and it's what. But I like that idea. I think that what you're talking about is cool. It will help clean things up, I think, because now these people will be held accountable, for whatever they,
100%. Yeah, I think it needs to. It needs to be that way. So.
Yeah, so that's cool. Well, that's good to hear. But anyway, we'll get off of that for now. Really, I just wanted clarification on how all that worked, given the situation that had occurred the last 2 weeks. I just wanted to, understand because I don't really pay that close of attention to that stuff, probably not as more. I should even more. But anyway, so back to you. Congratulations again. Great win. Looked like you had a little
incident.
Yeah, you had a little.
If that incident
little
with James and Holiday didn't happen, I honestly don't know that I could have caught James. The Mustangs were so good here. It's very unfortunate for him because he's
2 weeks in a row, really.
Yeah, basically. So, he's such a good guy. He's a very clean competitor. I've got zero issues with him, and I was actually looking forward to kind of running him down and just giving him a run for his money, if you will. So I actually was watching the replays, and it looks like there was a little. I think I got spun with netcode, but I didn't have that much damage. The wheels were straight, and the 4X was just incident points, so I kept going.
There you go. That's all you can do. Well, all right, man. Congratulations on the win. Thanks for the clarification on everything. I appreciate that. And
no worries.
I think, again, I'm just trying to gather information, not only for the people listening, but for us as well, so that we can, speak more accurately on incidents when they happen and understanding what happened, So, so I appreciate that. And I guess you're the last interview for the evening, so we'll let you thank anybody you'd like to, and we'll get out of here and save you a dime.
All right, I appreciate that. So, just man, it's the same. It's the same every week. I'm so thankful that we've got 40 guys again tonight. Maybe it's 39, but either way,
yeah, 39.
We got 39, 40 guys that show up every week to race with us. Some of them are getting out of hand, and we got to reel them back in. But for the most part, again, there's no league without any drivers. So. Kudos to the guys that show up and support me in this league. It's really, really close in some aspects with the drivers. I just got an earful from the pros that was in front of me and behind me in Discord. They're not going to race if I'm not in the same class, so I will be flying the red banner. I was going to come back Pro-Am and see what I could do there, but I have just as much fun racing, Justin and Mike versus, getting the win. I'm only going to get better from it, and I have to keep reminding myself of that. So I'm excited to go back and watch the broadcast. As always, you guys do such a fantastic job. So we'll leave it at that, man.
All right, buddy. Thanks again, and congratulations, and we'll see you next week. What's your thoughts here for next week? We got Virginia,
Road Atlanta, right?
No, Virginia International, VIR.
I really like that track. I know it's one you guys wish wasn't on the schedule. But,
no, I like VIR.
Hamish
Hamish is not a fan as much, but I like VIR. It's tough.
It disdains me, or I disdain it, but it disturbs me that it always creates a great race, but I despise the track. I don't know why.
There's one turn, and I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I could probably be 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 and 6. I can't figure it out. I lose so much time there. I always get the off tracks. I got to slow down.
You're talking about the last turn before you go
before
through the
Esses?
Snake. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. It is such a pain. I can't do it. I can't figure it out. But other than that, I like Virginia. I do think it has some really good racing, through the roller coaster and everything.
Right.
But guys got to keep their heads on their shoulders and and fall in line and set up passes. And I think I saw a lot of that tonight. I'm sure when I go back and watch the broadcast, I'm gonna have to eat those words a little bit. But from my point of view, it wasn't too bad. But we'll see what we got to do to fix some things, and we'll go from there. We'll come back.
Right. Well, we'll just tell you to enjoy the broadcast, and as you watch, and we'll see you next week at VIR.
You got it, bud. I'll see you.
All right, man.
Thank you.
All right. It
lets you.
Yeah. He gave you your permissions back because he knew that you.
Yeah. This son of a bitch
funny.
is gonna drag me. No,
that's right. He cut you right off, didn't he? That's too funny. All right, man. So
we've had Rodrigo in the chat saying apologies. His team manager and friend Daniel Ritchie, who is his translator for us as well. He unfortunately couldn't make it today to translate for him. So we appreciate it, Rodrigo, and thank you for letting us know in the chat as well. VIR next week. Jim's going to be a fun one. It appears that Cole is now driving something different.
He is,
to get the frustrations out, perhaps. But
you can't be too frustrated, man.
You can't be too frustrated, that's right. But next week, Virginia International Raceway will mark the final 4 rounds of the season to go before we head out to Road Atlanta the week after, Daytona, and then into Sebring for the final round of the season for a 90-minute affair. It's going to be a fun time ahead for us here in the Full Throttle Nation GT Championship, brought to you, of course, by the Roasted Record down in Florida. You can go visit them in person, or you can order online. Use code SIM20 at checkout to get yourself a cheeky little discount on some brews and tunes delivered straight to your door. They'll deliver pretty much anywhere as long as you're willing to pay the shipping, of course. To our other stream sponsors as well. Of course, DRE Digital Race Engineer, who's been with us since day one, as well as Track Camps for Gourmets as well. We appreciate those guys continuing to support the series Jim, coming up tomorrow, we've got double header action of Craftsman Truck Series action by way of Oakhouse Racing and Maximum Velocity Racing League as well.
Yep.
You, I, and Wesley will be in the booth for, of course,
you and I this
MVRL
week.
Oh, yeah, just us. Okay.
Yep. And, and we got apparently Ewan is back alive from his appendix issues and is looking to be in the booth for the Oak House with Dean Biggles.
Very good.
So that should be good. I am.
And of course, Bite Point on Friday night as well is back.
Yes.
Once again with more sports car action as well. OGRL Cups, Coffee Cup Series returns too, as well as Oakhouse Racing on Sunday evening with their O'Reilly Series returning as well. So that'll be a fun time ahead for multiple people out there to view for their viewing pleasure, of course. We've entered the month of March. Jim, we're into the final week and final season, or final week of season 1, of course. We're in week 12. Next week is week 13.
Yep.
And then we get into week 1 of season 2, where we'll finally have St. Petersburg on offer to us.
Yeah, we will.
Hopefully one of these series will be going to St. Pete next season, so we get to call the action there down in Florida. It was a wild weekend last weekend at Super St. Petersburg weekend with IndyCar and MX-5s running as well. But that's all from me. I'm excited for next time out. So it's going to be fun at VIR. As much as I disdain VIR as a track, it always gives us a good race, so I can't complain on that front. I think it's going to be a similar case once again as well. So if you're watching with us for the first time, you've been here with us for a little while, hit the like button, subscribe, the bell icon too. Be notified whenever we go racing right here on Motormouth Broadcasting. From Jim Cunningham alongside me, I'm Hamish Rano. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate you being here with us once again. And until next time, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.